Hi Virgo, this is your mid-April 2019 reading. Virgo, April brings a rebirth in your resources. We have a beautiful grand trine which is happening on 14th and 15th of April, which will mark a rebirth in your resources. We are looking to probably combine our resources, our talents, or our life with somebody, either in a business situation or in a personal situation. We are looking to reinvent ourselves. And this is a very, very empowering exercise which is getting initiated in April. You're looking to enrich your resources, your talents in combination with somebody. More importantly, for the first time ever, we have Saturn, Pluto and South Node coming together in your house of passion. Something is getting unplugged over here. Some sort of hindrance, some sort of opportunity which was not coming to you, because Pluto shows up when our soul wants to evolve to the next level of growth, but we face limitations, and this is the month to release those limitations. You're looking to recreate your passion, to create your legacy that you want to leave behind, basis on you taking a risk on your creative talents, on your innate talents that now you want to bring out and display in light. You're looking to launch something, but in order to do that, there is something within ourselves that needs to be unplugged for the free flow of this passionate energy, this creative energy, this need to give birth to something that is innate to you, that is true to you, that is an extended part of you. Most of the creators who have ever been born, they have Pluto in their 5th house by birth. You are getting that as a transit to your chart. That is a beautiful gift to have, because it gives you the power, it gives you the intensity to reproduce yourself, to reproduce the passion, to create something that is innate and very, very close to your heart. You're looking, it's like having a child, having a business, having something that is true to yourself in a physical form in front of you. Barbara Streisand, Robert Redford, Gordon Ramsay, Sarah Jessica Parker, Lady Gaga, John Lennon, I can go on, Mariah Carey, Will Smith, Audrey Hepburn, Adele, all of them have Pluto in their 5th house by birth. You have that by transit, and it's a gift that you have been given. It's a gift of passion that you've been given. It's a gift of rebirth of the way you love your children, the way you love your partner, the way you love your life. And what's happening in April all the way to May is that some hindrance to this free flow of passion, free flow of energy, which is helping you create this legacy in its entirety as you want, that is getting unplugged. Something is opening up. Some limitation is being removed, and we'll feel free because of that. You're looking to create something of significance which will last you for a long period of time beyond your lifetime. And that is what we are working towards. But more importantly, you get some amount of positive news this month, especially around 14th and 15th of this month. We get some positive hint. The first fruits of our labor comes through, which shows us that we are going in the right direction, that we are moving in the right direction. Of course, there'll be more work that will be required to be done. Of course, there'll be more boundaries, more restrictions, more conditions that will be placed on these new beginnings, more work that is required to be done. But your sign is not afraid of doing the work. We just need to see that we are going somewhere, and that is what we see during the course of April 2019 all the way to May 2019. Let's dig into the details. First, we'll go into the key aspect that will impact you all the way to 2020, which is Saturn and Pluto coming together in your house of passion, creativity and children, because that is the key thing that is happening from now all the way to 12th of January 2020. It will change the very fabric in which you operate. It will change globally the very fabric, because these planets in Capricorn rule the very administration, the very governance systems that we operate under. So we'll see the world events evolve as a result of this happening. A new cycle is beginning on 12th of January 2020. But before that happens, we are laying down the groundwork of this beautiful new start that you're working towards. This is the year, as I spoke about before as well, you have North Node in your house of dreams and vision. You are creating a new vision of your life. And this is the month all the way to May 2019 when we have to release certain patterns, release certain things that are not helping us move forward with the kind of faith, with the kind of confidence, with the kind of risk-taking capability that we need to come at power, that we need to bring our whole talents out at a wider scale to the public. So you're looking to publish something at a larger scale. You're looking to probably publicize your business at a larger scale, or you're probably looking to display your creative talents at a larger scale. But in order to do that, there are certain hindrances, certain ways of being that we'll have to release at our end to get there. Let's dig into the details now. Going into the details of things, the first key thing that I like to talk about is that Pluto this month is really, really strong, and it is giving you the kind of intensity, the kind of ambition, the kind of stamina you need to move mountains. You're feeling it in your heart because your heart chakra is right now being empowered to go after the things that you truly believe in. And this could be you giving birth to a business, you giving birth to a relationship that is very passionate to you, you giving birth to an actual child, or changing the relationship you have with your existing child in the way that you've never experienced before. This is the kind of power you will feel in your heart to move mountains, to recreate your passions, your desires into physical forms, into creative forms. You are creating a legacy that you will be proud of. This is the time where our special talents, where our sort of innate need to be special, has to be realized into a physical need. This is where the I has to shine. I has to become important. Our inner being has to be given the kind of attention that it needs for it to display its talents at a wider scale. We have to reproduce our passions. This is like an extension of ourselves. This is, in a sense, us loving ourselves so much that we want to see more of us outside ourselves by reproducing it. By reproducing it in form of a creative venture, which is your vision. Us reproducing a romance which is in line with the kind of love, the kind of depth we want in a relationship. Us recreating the relationship with our child in the way that we want. We want to be fully invested in these areas of our life. And that is exactly how you'll feel. You'll feel strongly about it. And this is the time to have a special destiny. It is your moment to shine. Creative expression of ego and our inner desire is the most important thing right now. Producing the greatest work of our life. If you are an artist, even if you're a financial artist, you're a businessman, you are a person who wants to bring out his talents. This is the time for us to release the fears, release the boundaries. This is an aspect, Pluto and South Node and Saturn coming together. This is an aspect which is happening for the first time since 15th century. The last time this happened in Capricorn was in 1518 or 17 when the Protestant Revolution, it began. And the churches were divided. The whole administration, the belief system, the society in which we operated, that underwent changes. Similarly, the rules of the road, the rules by which you run your life, the rules by which you hold your passion, the rules by which you restrict your passion, that needs to be changed as a result of that. We need to change the rules by which we run our life. We want to see a part of us in physical life, and we won't accept anything less than perfection here, because you want to leave something that will outlive you. Any impediment in doing that, even if it's you yourself who's coming in the way, because this is the house of our confidence in ourselves. If there is any lack of us not giving ourselves the airspace to speak, ourselves the airspace to display ourselves. That has to be that impediment. If we are coming in our own way, that has to be given up. You have to create the kind of confidence not in yourself. This is not even about you. This is way beyond you. This is you coming here because these are not the talents that we even worked on. These are the talents that we were born with. These are the talents that are, if you believe in higher powers, God gifted. These are the powers that we were born with. These are the creative talents that we were born with. This is what we came here to do. This is the house of karma. This is the house of positive karma that we've been gifted with, and we are here to be the channel to bring it out at a wider scale and to create a network outside which benefits from it. And if we are standing in our own way, which many times is the case, because this is the house where we tend to underestimate our innate powers. The self-confidence can go either ways here. Either we can become almost overconfident and excessive pride can come in our way of doing the right thing. Excessive pride in taking inputs on our talents so they can be more refined in nature. Or we could go towards a weak ego and not see the gifts we have in ourselves, not see the sense of importance and self that we need to have. There is a need to have the sense of self here, to bring that out to the world. You need some amount of faith in your energy, in your talent, in your drive over here. Release the control. Do not block your gifts. Do not block your gifts this month. Do not block your gifts going forward. You are becoming somebody else. This has happened for the first time since 15th century. So the Virgos of our generation will be known for the ventures they start, will be known for the creative talents they have. The last time this happened, when Pluto was in Capricorn and Virgo ascendant, so Jane Austen was a Virgo ascendant because Pluto has a 250-year cycle. So last time when Pluto was in Capricorn was around in 1700s. Jane Austen was born. She is a Virgo ascendant, Pluto in the 5th. This is half of what you have right now. You have more power than that, way more power than that. With Saturn and South Node there, you have way more energy concentrated in your heart chakra right now. She came from a very, very modest beginning. She changed. That was not the time to be who she was. She was ahead of her time. She created something that was ahead of her time. She put everything that was there in her heart chakra out to the world for them to benefit from it. And that is, Ketu wants us to realize our powers, and it wants to elevate us. It wants to elevate from even thinking that this is something that we are doing for ourselves. You have to elevate the manner in which you are using this, if I can call it a superpower or a power. This is a creative talent that you have to use in an elevated manner, because Ketu wants to create a detachment from this gift. It wants us to act in a detached way from the gift we have been given, so we do not negatively use the power we have been gifted with. You'll see that in the world, the people who are misusing their power, the abuse of power, the control and dominance over the resources by a few, and how they're misusing that, all of that will be coming out in the open, because Pluto and Ketu wants to purify the way we use power. It wants to empower you, but it wants you to use your self-confidence, your sense of self, even your healthy ego in the right way. And I'm not saying Virgos are generally on the other side. Virgos normally are show less than what they are. They tend to be understated, and normally the ego or the self-confidence issues is on the other side. We do not show the things, show the talents to the world till we have perfected them, till we feel sure about it. But it's better to do it than to not do it because you think it's not enough, because this is not yours. This is something that you've been gifted with. This is a talent that you've been gifted with from way beyond you. This is coming from karma beyond this lifetime. If you believe in that, this is the house of karmic destiny. This is the house where we get gifts for the reasons we don't know why we have them, but we feel the drive to deliver them to the world. And hence, we have to elevate ourselves, release the control over it, for it to flow freely. Release the boundaries to some extent, restrictions we have placed over our voice, over our self-expression, over our ability to create commercial value of our talents. You have the skill to give a rebirth to your entire creative talent with this. The passion and desire will be very, very high right now. You want to be fulfilled in all the ways. You want to be fulfilled in your creative destiny. You want to be fulfilled in your romantic life. You want to be fulfilled with your children if you have any. The inner depth. This is all the three elements sitting in your heart chakra. They are asking for inner depth that needs to be satisfied. There's a passion that needs to be satisfied. And if there's a new person who comes in your life right now, if it is a new romance, it's going to be very, very transformative to you. You got to be careful about not jumping too deep right now because you could. But it will be very, very transformative. If you have children right now, your relationship with your children will be transformative for you. Children become our teachers here. They teach us more about ourselves than we know. They bring out the core of our heart. And we know ourselves better. And we become stronger in the core with it. Saturn is also here. So Saturn does want some amount of rules to be there. It does not want you to be restricting your flow of creativity, but it wants you to create certain rules of the road. Rules of the road are around the kind of financial risk that you might be taking, which means that going into a business, going into a venture, going into any kind of investments that you're doing, Saturn wants you to be sure and take the right steps. If there's anything that looks like a get-rich-quick scheme, it doesn't want you to get into that. It wants you to be careful commercially that you're going for the right kind of people, that you're going for the right kind of motives when you're going in. So we are being asked to, yes, increase our risk-taking capability, but not forget the rules of the road. You will feel very, very competitive right now. Especially if you're going into a business, you will feel very competitive, and it's the way to be. It's the way to be because you're giving away outdated ways. You're giving away outdated ways of being. I mean, when Saturn and Pluto came together last time, it was 1982, and then it was before that was in 1947. The colonization of India, and at that time Pakistan, it was given away. There was a rebirth of nation that comes. Every time Saturn and Pluto come together, there is a rebirth of nations which are ruled by it, which happens. The 1982 conjunction, it was the economy was reborn with that. We had the recession at the time, and there was a rebirth of the financial credit system which happened. Our power is replaced by a more authentic power there. The authorities change. And there is a new version of you which is coming into existence. And Virgos, you're not known for showmanship, but this is the house of showmanship. The eye has to be displayed here. The eye cannot be hidden. There is a little bit of showmanship that you'll have to be engaged in. You cannot hide your talents. And that's why the detachment, in my view, helps Virgos, because it's like we are lifting away from it, distancing ourselves from it, and saying it's not me who I am promoting. It's the gift that the higher powers have given to me that I'm promoting. Because you cannot do this without a healthy sense of self. You have to have the healthy sense of self here. And that is the learning, that is the teaching, and the cycle from now all the way till January 2020 will get us there. On 12th of January 2020 is when Saturn and Pluto are exactly together. This month they're together with Ketu, which means we have to release certain elements. Now and in May, we are releasing the restrictions. And then we start creating the new groundwork, the new way of being, the new rules of the road over the next couple of months all the way till July. Then in July, we have eclipses where we'll see the next level of growth come through. We see the fruits of this and quick movement towards all of this coming together and creating certain wealth, creating certain fan group, creating some amount of acceptance of the business, some first fruits of labor, which are significant in nature, us moving closer to our destiny in July with those eclipses. And then again, we work on those for the next 3 months. And then from November onwards, these two planets are close together. 12th of January is when the new reality begins for a long period of time. The things to look out for, I, as a Virgo, if it was any other sign, I'll be more concerned about the other side, the things we need to be concerned about. But for you, because you are naturally not very exorbitant with things, because this is a house of gambling. This is a house of gambling. So when we have a planet like Pluto there, we tend to go beyond our values and gamble things. But for a sign like yours, I doubt that would be the case, but it's something to be aware of, that there is a need to get recognized very quickly, get results very quickly. And many people tend to take shortcuts for that, and you'll be presented with alluring opportunities to take shortcuts when that's happening. Because you have Neptune sitting in your house of partnership. So there'll be proposals which will come to you, which will look too good to be true, and you have to use your discernment at that time to get rid of those. You are the sign of discernment. You're the sign which knows what is valuable from what's not valuable. So you have to filter the noise out. Excessive pride can come in the way of relationships when this happens. I'm sorry to say that, but it happens sometimes. You have to release the control a little bit, the power issues that come with it, which can block the free flow of love in your relationship sometimes. The pride can come in the way of love, can come in the way of power struggles in partnerships. Power struggles with people who you love. That can come in the way. We can get in a situation where we might be cutting off people too much because of that. So just be aware of these are the possible, if I can call them, side effects of a very great transit. We might not want to see any weakness that we might have faced in our childhood with our child, because of which sometimes we overdo that with our child. So the patterns that we have faced in our early life as a child, sometimes we tend to overcompensate that in this aspect. So being too afraid about what your child might do, being overprotected about that, more you do, more you will find that your child will try to break loose with this aspect. You would want to protect them. You would want to keep them safe. You would want to know every detail of what they're doing. But the more you do it, more you'll find the child becoming a little bit of wanting to set free. Our fears and complexes, we master them here. It's not our child who has to, who is learning, right? It's us who are learning from the child here. The children are the best teacher here. They will show us our fears. They will show us our complexes. They will show us our power struggles that we have faced in our early life, where the misconception of love, the misconception of affection and parenting was ingrained in ourselves sometimes by the way we were brought up, sometimes by some of the things in our early environment that we picked up. There's a delicate balance of intimacy and independence that we are learning here. How the other person can stay independent from you and do whatever they think is right or what they came here to do. This applies to your love partner or your marriage partner as well. And at the same time, stay intimate with you. So these are, in my view, some sort of things that could come as where we need, as the things where we need to remove blockages. We need to release control here, because your heart chakra, heart here wants what it wants. It demands self-expression. It will demand love. It will demand sex. It will demand passion. It will create an explosion within yourself, because there's an extreme polarity here being created, because you need to have that kind of extreme polarity inside you to create the greatest love, to create the greatest relationship with your children, to create the greatest product of your creative talents. But we need to do it in the right way. With Ketu, we need to do it in an elevated way. With Ketu, we need to have a little bit of, let's look at it objectively for a minute and see where we are going. You would attract people. They can't resist you right now. I can tell you that. This is an aspect you would be like, why am I getting that person? Why are so many people reaching out to me? The love that nourishes you, though, is different from too many people trying to be there. You are learning to love the right kind of person here. And you're learning to love in the right way, with forgiveness, with no limits of love, with unconditionality sometimes. The love that nourishes you and the other person. And it all will start with a healthy confidence, a healthy sense of self, a healthy mirror of that, of yourself. And you'll see, when we from inside feel safe, when we from inside have a good sense of self, it will reflect in the kind of business you're doing. It will reflect in the kind of relationship you have with your child. It will reflect in the kind of love you have. And I don't mean to preach at all here. I'm learning this myself. I have a lot of Virgo in my chart, and this has been the biggest learning experience for me on how to love in the right way. You have the capacity for the biggest heart in the world. You have the greatest love possible. You are one of the signs who are most protective and the most competent as parents. I know so many Virgos. They're one of the best parents I've seen. But do not settle for things here. You're being asked to go deeper in each of these areas and take it to the next level. Take it to the next level, your business. Take it to the next level, your love life. Take it to the next level, your relationship with your children. Make it even better. Make it even better. If there are any issues within your physical being, like any kind of circulation issues that might come up, and this is very few cases which might be happening, we might have a little bit of blockage. If there's a blockage in your passion right now, because it's like Pluto is like an atomic energy, a nuclear energy within yourself, and it's sitting in your heart. It wants you to live fully, passionately. And if we block that energy, we don't do what we want to do creatively, if we do not express our passions to the level we want to, if we don't get the kind of depth we want in our relationships, if we don't make it happen for ourselves, you will feel circulatory issues physically in your body. I'm sorry, this is a very powerful energy within you right now. So if you're facing any kind of circulatory issues, higher BP, heart issues, there's a repressed love or creativity within you that wants to get out. Be vulnerable to that want within yourself. This is an energy that you cannot contain. Be flexible here. Loosen up. Loosen up. Open up your creativity. You cannot have a clogged energy within yourself because of any past hurt in love relationship, because of any past hurt with your children, in case of any past losses with your creativity. We have to release those losses. Be flexible and open yourself up to this fresh energy. Experience this more openly, more deeply. You will form the kind of spiritual bonds you've never formed before. And there is no need to play Superman here. There is no need to play a Superwoman here. There is no need to be looking brave here. Be vulnerable in love. Be open with your partner about what your wants are, what your needs are, whether they are in passion, they're in sex, they are in intimacy. It calls for a change in how we love ourselves by giving freely and letting the person know vulnerably on what you need, what your heart wants. Open your heart chakra here. Let love transform you. Let love transform you in this. Your love for what you do, your love for your children, your love for your partner. Let it transform you. Be open to transformation. And again, I'm saying this again, this is a transformation that you are undergoing, not your partner, not your children, not your business. This is you who's changing. You are becoming the greatest product of your production. And that's the key, beautiful result of it all. Fate will play a large part here. Fate will play a large part here. This is the house of fate. So if things are not moving at the speed you want them to move, just accept that fate has a large part in your success right now. Loosen the grip a little bit when things are not moving in the direction you want them to. Just detach a little bit at the moment. Let your heart rest for a moment when that happens. And release your control and think positively about what you want to attract in that moment. And let it come to you. You have the power. This is the house of love. This is the house of attracting energy, attracting things to you. Positive karma coming to you because you are so passionate and you have so much in your heart. You have so much desire in your heart. Things coming to you because you ask them to you. Because you ask them to come to you. You will attract a lot of positivity to yourself. Don't go towards why is it not working in the timeline I expected it to. And with Saturn at the end of the month becoming very strong, this is something that we will be learning over the next couple of months, because as we progress in the next couple of months, all the outer planets will go retrograde, which means that the external transformation will pause for a moment. The things that will open up this month and towards the start of May for us, we will be told to handle those transformations, imbibe those within ourselves. So the new doors that will open this month, the new doors which have opened already at the start of this month, we will be asked to make the best use of that and handle them in the right way over the next couple of months, especially till July 2019. You will be putting the structures required to get the most out of them. So that's what we have. This is a major aspect and a beautiful. You are one of the signs who are most benefited by this aspect because it's a positive aspect with you. It's in trine with you. It is creating an excellent energy with you. And this is especially true if you have planets around 24 degree of Virgo, which is, I believe, around 16th of September. In fact, from 12th to 16th of September are the most benefited Virgo born, especially 20 to 24 degree, but a few degrees before and after that as well, but especially 20 to 24 degree of Virgo. This is like a concentrated energy which is focused on you. There's a lot of power in this. Let's dig into the rest of the month now. This is the month when Aries season is on. This is a change in atmosphere. There is a change in the weather and there is a change in the way we feel about our future right now. This is a new season, a new astrological year, and you feel within yourself that it is the time to take initiative. It is the time to work on your impulses, to work on your spontaneity, to work with enthusiasm and dare to do something that you have never done before. And you're looking to get the balance of the power this month. The start of the month shows you a new energy infused into your terms and precedes of partnership, which means that we have a new start probably in a relationship, which could be a a committed partnership, a new contract that you're starting, or a new business contract, a business partnership that you're starting. And we are looking to have the right terms in place. So you just had Mercury retrograde last month. Mercury is your ruler. Your ruler rules the minds, rules the intelligent mind. So last month was the time to get a different perspective on your marriage, to get a different perspective on your business partner, to get a different perspective on your committed partner, to get a different perspective on a contract that you are part of right now. And after getting that new perspective, this is the month to start working on this new terms. Essentially bring out the balance of the power. What are the right boundaries, the right terms to work with? And you would be looking to get your right share in a partnership. This is like a regenerative exercise. You'll feel a renovation, a rebirth of sort in your partnership or in your finances right now. This is other people's money. So it's possible that you are in partnership with somebody, or you have a loan from someone, or you have joint finances with somebody, or a new sponsorship with somebody, and the terms of that are getting finalized. If you are in a committed partnership, it's possible that the terms, the personal terms of that partnership are getting finalized, which could be in form of more intimacy. But more importantly, this is the time to ask for the right share. This is the time to talk openly about it and dare to do the things that you've not been able to do before. Go for the partnership that you crave for. Go for the depth that you crave for. You will get the motivation to start afresh in your partnership. The road to success in this season is to act, not overthink. Care for you. Do you. Get angry if you must, if there is an imbalance in place, but do not waste your time in feeling sorry for anything. There is no challenge which is too big in this season. Don't do what you've done before. This is the time to do something differently. And you will find your first here. You'll find the unique kind of partnership, a new structure of relationship, a new way of creating balance in your partnership right now. The first half of the month, as I spoke about it in the new moon video as well, is dedicated to making sure that you get a fresh start. Of course, there will be challenges to it, and you have been through that. The rewards of it all will come through. But you will have to struggle a little bit for it. Get over the hindrance of letting your partner know what you deserve. Getting over the hindrance of letting your business partner know what you want in that partnership. Feeling powerful enough. As I said in the first half of the video, this is no time to hide your eye. The eye has to shine. You have to get your right share. So speak about it, talk about it. Similarly, physically, this is an excellent time to detox the things, the patterns that are not serving you well from your physical power. Apart from the financial power, we're talking about empowering your body. Cutting out the things that are not helping you move forward. In your diet, in your daily routine, anything that is not serving you well, which are addictive in nature. These are behaviors that we get addicted to and we think they're good for us or they're helping us for the time being, but they're weakening our immune system, they weaken our body. We need to get rid of some of that. Especially if you have planets around 17 to 18 degree, you have to be a little bit careful about your immune system right now. Rev up your immune system. So this is Virgo's sun, born around 8th of September. Rev up your immune system. Create the right kind of diet for you. Detox yourself. This is the month where you will easily be able to release anything negative and get a rebirth physically, mentally, and economically. And that is what is happening on 14th of April. 14th of April is when Sun, Jupiter, Moon, they form a beautiful grand fire trine. And this grand fire trine is happening in your house of rebirth. These are the houses of new birth and endings. Something old is being given away. And you're merging into a new way of being with your partner, with your business partner, with your new financial abundance. Some first sign of positivity in my view, comes around 14th or 15th of this month. The only thing I'll tell you about is that do not overcommit financially right now. So if you are with a business partner right now, the relationship might be going very well, but do not go overboard and overcommit right now, especially around 15th of this month. Be a little bit careful of overcommitting because we'll feel very positive about this new start right now. Jupiter will be going retrograde for the next couple of months, which means that we'll be recreating, we'll be re-looking at the opportunity that have opened up right now and seeing whether they fall in well with our moral code, whether they are in line with what we want out of them. Similarly, if you have purchased a new home or you're looking to relocate or you're looking to move into a new house, it's possible that that might take a few months to happen. You might need to go through a couple of properties. You might need to work on an existing property and enhance it a little bit for the next couple of months, starting from this month all the way till August. August is when Jupiter is going direct, but around June you'll find some positivity come through. If there is a real estate matter which is under discussion or a inheritance matter of a real estate property which you have inherited, if that's in question. This is especially true if you have planets between 24° to 14° of Virgo. If you're a Virgo sun, that means you're born around, if you're born around 6th of September to 16th of September, especially around 16th of September, there might be a real estate matter which you might be looking to come through on, and it might require you to just go over the terms a little bit longer or just the overall structure of the house, etc. It might take a little bit longer. So wait till June for that to come true. Then on 17th of April and 20th of April, we have both Mercury, your ruler, and Venus move into the house of terms of partnership. So this relationship or the partnership or the contract, as I was telling you about, the resources are under discussion, that will become much easier. From now all the way till May, our actions are going to come before the thought. Come before the details. We will be doing the action before we get into too much of overthinking. And it's a good thing. It's the time to sort of get things over the line and get them done. So this is the thinking coming through. So that means that the documentation of the loan, the documentation of the terms of partnership, the documentation of some taxation matter or a joint financial matter, all of that will happen. And the terms of relationship, intimacy terms, all of that gets discussed, and it's easier to do with Venus over there. It becomes easier, more forthright, more open right now. In no uncertain terms, you'll discuss those things. On 16th and 17th of this month, you'll feel an emotional reset as well as Virgo moon happens. So you'll feel that this is a fresh new start. You'll feel like a fresh new start. And then on 19th of April, we have a beautiful full moon in Libra. This is the second full moon which is happening in your house of resources this year. We just had one at the end of last month, and then we again have this month. There's a lot of focus on your money. There's a lot of focus on your material resources. There's a lot of focus on your purchasing power, your expenses, something maybe that you're looking to acquire, or maybe some sort of a transaction coming to closure. There's a commercial closure, and it's in positive energy with you. So there's an easier closure, but there is a little bit of twist there. There's some amount of surprising element. Maybe it is moving suddenly. Maybe it's happening suddenly. Maybe it's happening out of the blue. With Sun and Uranus together, I spoke about that in the last video as well, that Uranus is in your sense of adventure. So you might be traveling, you might be closing a contract with somebody who's foreign in nature, maybe your mentor is helping you close something, or it's possible that this is an area of publishing something. And there's a sudden positive result which comes through. There's an end of a cycle, something that you've been working on. There's a finishing line that comes in view, and it has a financial element to it. It also has a self-esteem element to it. You feel good about it, yeah, and you know, it's about you balancing your needs with the other. You're claiming your place here. Moon rules your wealth. So there is a power balance in your finances which is being established here, and you feel a little bit healed by it. You feel a little bit healed from past losses, from past disappointment to some extent. At 29 degree of Libra, there's an end of a cycle, and in symbolic astrology it is shown as 3 mounds of knowledge on a philosopher's head. You have gained a lot of experience. You have gained a lot of knowledge from this experience, whether it is a transaction that is closing, or a partnership you've been working on, or a deal coming through. This is a commercial transaction or a communication or a branding on which you've been working, which is finally coming through to completion, starting from 19th of April all the way to 4th of May, where you've learned a lot, of experience, and you're better for it. You're more prepared for the future cycle with it. 22nd and 23rd of April could be a little bit emotional. Be aware of that. Just a bit of, because there's an element of surprise that is coming with this full moon, which could be financial in nature. So it's a little bit of emotional impulse coming into picture. Impulse of adventure, probably just an impulse of something suddenly happening. Emotions will be high on 22nd and 23rd. Then on 24th of this month, Pluto is going retrograde. You'll feel it very, very strongly. If you have planets around 24 degree, you'll feel the power in your heart to get something through that is passionate to you. Especially if you're born around 16th of September, from 12th of September to 16th of September. But after this, in May, the external changes will pause a bit, and you will be left to do the changes yourself. You'll be left to absorb the transformation, the sudden changes that have come about in the area of your business or creativity or children, and you will be absorbing those changes and making them work for you. This is also true if you have planets between 14 degree to 20 degree, because Saturn will be going over those. So if you're born between 6th of September to 12th of September, especially around 12th of September, you will be reworking the boundaries, the rules, maybe the rule book for your business, rule book for your creativity, the boundaries that you need to put through, so you get the right value for your talents, so you get the right recognition for it. So you release any hindrances to go forward for it, which are physical in nature, which are infrastructural in nature. Getting rid of that for the time being. 24th, 25th, and 26th of April, I like them because Capricorn moon stabilizes us. It gives us a release on those dates, and you feel ready for the next cycle even more. You feel the conviction in your talents to go for it. 27th of April and a few days, maybe even 26th to some extent, when Mars and Neptune are together, we need to be a little bit careful on 27th of April this month. That's the only day in the month that I do not like for you a little bit. It's a day of a T-square. This is a situation in which your approach to work, your approach to your public image, the approach to an authority figure might need to be changed. And you might feel a little bit deflated by that. Especially if you have planets around 17 to 18 degree, we might feel that we are being pushed to do something to make an authority figure happy, or to make a rule happen. We might feel under the thumb a little bit on 27th of April. My request is, if possible, do not sign something on that day, because you might be acting under undue pressure or undue deception on that day, on 27th of April, especially if you have planets around 17 to 18 degree of Virgo, which means you're born around 8th of September. Be a little bit careful. But at the same time, this is the energy to absorb the new information that is coming in, understand how you can maybe change your approach and get more balance in your between what you want to do and what the other person wants, what the authority figure wants. This can also play out in your personal relationship, that there might be a conflict between your work and your family or your personal partner. marriage partner, committed partner on that day, on 27th. So this is the only day I don't like in the month. I want you to be a little bit careful of any kind of misinformation, deceit coming through. Lay low if possible. Do not launch or sign something on 27th of April. I would suggest that. This is a beautiful karmic month. There's a lot of positivity coming your way. There's a lot of rebirth of your creativity, of your heart chakra happening this month, which I love it for you. And good luck for that, and I'll see you in May. Thank you.